Alright, good evening everyone. My name is Benjamin, and right now YouTube is being a complete, well, the best word for it is asshole. Um, not, not even YouTube, just all of the software and stuff that I use is being absolutely ridiculous and insane right now. That's too many. So what I'm trying to do is continue my live stream series. There we go. On gerrymandering and all that is, involved. Let's go to 13th district, and we're gonna put all of Coweta, all of Fayette County. And speaking of Fayette County, I'm gonna turn this off. I'm gonna turn this off, and I actually legitimately looked at the map and was able to find out one of the places where I grew up, if I can get it correct. If I remember correctly, it was on this part of Fayette County. It was close enough to Atlanta, so weird. I just want to make sure I've got, okay, there's Fayetteville, Peachtree City is over here, Tyrone is over here. We were on this side of Fayetteville. It was right here. There you go. Actually lived in this neighborhood right here, growing up. Alright, there we go. And I genuinely am sorry to the people who have become used to hearing, or, who've gotten used to my streaming at this time of day. But, when you can't get the software or anything to work, you genuinely have to make do. Now, I'm slightly admitting that this map specifically is a Republican gerrymander. I'm not even going to attempt to pretend that it isn't. Yeah, the 13th. Actually, that includes territory that is of the 8th. Now, I'm drawing this map with Governor 2018 data. So it's a very competitive data set, right? Let me think. I'm trying to remember. The 8th district is down here. Now, the reason why I'm drawing the map as I am, rather than necessarily fairly or in favor of the Democrats, is number one, the Republicans have a trifecta. And number two, I genuinely believe that the Republicans are going to do their best to ensure they wind up with a majority. Yeah, that's reasonable. The 12th. What the fuck is this? How did that county wind up? Okay, it's a bit ridiculous, but okay, fine. There we go. 12 is also actually a district I used to live in. If we go down here to Bullock County, specifically, if we turn off partisan lean, I lived in this town, Statesboro, at one point. Let's see how much I can... Do I have district lines on? I do indeed. Or at least I theoretically have district lines on. Do my best. Now, by the way, this is probably almost certainly an illegal map. I'm not going to even pretend to act like it ain't. Because, let's be honest, this map is going to wind up being horrifically gerrymandered. We're working on the 10th district right now, are we not? Okay, cool. Okay, so let's find a way to add 281,000 people to the district. Okay, there we go. Whoop. And again, I'm truly sorry to all the people who expected a live stream tonight. So I'm going to be making a rather an unusually large video, or not large, long video. In order to remedy that situation. Nope. There we go. Alright, so the 9th. Actually, I'm going to do the 6th first. And to make sure I get the origin of it correct. Got it set to precinct and have it set to the 6th. Awesome. So, Georgia is a state that the legislature is almost certain to try and make it an extremely heavily gerrymandered map. Simply because I genuinely believe that the Republican Party in Georgia is going to want to favor Republicans over incumbents or anyone questioning it. Now, I've still got 280,000 people figure out how to including how to deal with maybe trying to take some Democratic areas out of play. Now, by the way, I'm almost certain to end up with at least one Democratic district, but obviously my goal is to try and minimize the number of Democratic districts in the map. A little over. Go there. 6th district. There we go. Alright, the 7th. Okay, so let's do the 5th. I suppose we should start in Cobb County. And I guess that would then include Fulton County, whatever's left of that. And Clayton County, what's left of that. And to make sure that I know where I am and make sure everything is contiguous, I'm going to switch to the map colors as we go through. If I remember correctly, this is DeKalb County. Is it DeKalb? It should be DeKalb. Yeah, DeKalb. Nope. Went over. There we go. Now the 4th is another Atlanta district. Almost about to say Atlanta suburbs district, but it isn't. But we're going to turn it into one. Now, in my opinion, I think this map is almost certainly illegal, but by the time data is received by the parties who will wind up crafting these maps, it doesn't matter, and whoever is in charge is going to have not necessarily free reign, but certainly the power to. I actually want to make sure that one of my favorite towns is not in a district that is potentially swingable. So I'm going to avoid putting Dahlonega into an Atlanta map, and Dahlonega is in here in Lumpkin County. I think I included too much of downtown Atlanta. Well, I certainly think it's entirely possible. While I certainly think it is impossible, or certainly think it's possible to have a map the way I was thinking about doing it, for the sake of making it less ugly and also much more future-proof, just in case, say, the courts were to invalidate how egregious I was going to make that map and how ugly I was going to make that map, because I do actually still care slightly about aesthetics. I'm going to, well, to put it lightly, draw a prettier map. There we go. So the 7th and the 9th are the only two districts I have left to draw. That puts it over. Okay, so we're going to put that county into the 7th. Which still has a ton of population that needs to be achieved. Here we are. Okay. And I know the 7th actually touches the 6th in real life. However, simultaneously, I'm okay and willing to change districts slightly. Perfecto. Alrighty. Oh, fuck off, DRA. And that's actually the thing. Perfect. Okay. Is that now once we switch to precinct, turn off county lines, turn off precinct lines, add the labels. There we go. I definitely think a 12-2 I definitely think a 12-2 map is entirely doable for the Georgia Republican Party. And I certainly believe that this is something for the Republican Party to try. This is just one of many 12-2 Georgia maps that can be done. Now, yes, the 2nd is technically a VRA district, but good luck litigating that in time for the 2022 midterms. And, you know, oopsies. You know, if we switch to that, yeah. I'll look at composite. The 2 is still blue, but that's the bluest data set, I think, in terms of number of congressional districts. I mean, yeah. And since we use the composite to for our congressional map, yeah, Georgia is very, very gerrymanderable. So I'm going to include this. After Georgia, it's Hawaii. They get 2 districts. And let's be honest, let's be 100% honest here. It doesn't matter what data set we use. This is going to be all Democratic. And if I remember correctly, the Democrats do have a majority here. And I believe one of the districts is Honolulu. I don't actually do Hawaii geography. I admit absolutely and wholeheartedly that my knowledge of Hawaiian geography is pretty terrible. So I will do my best, but at the same time, yeah, good luck ensuring everything is perfect, because it just won't be. There we go. Everything else should fit. Really? Okay. Oh yeah, and a freaking course. Yeah, if we really wanted to, we could, of course, go all the way out here. If we put it at partisan lean, it's all like safe blue. I mean, it's yeah. But the main part of Hawaii that everybody cares about is, well, here. So, yeah. So that's that. That's Hawaii. That's the easy one to get out of the way. And let's go to Idaho, another relatively easy one. I know I'm counting this as live, but, it's what I can do, right? Because apparently live streaming is not working today. At least not for me. Now, actually, that's the thing. Idaho has a nonpartisan commission, or basically a nonpartisan way of redistricting. So, we're going to follow that. Now, currently they use a vaguely north-south line. Or a vaguely horizontal map. However, that district is going to put us... No, I thought it would put us over the top. I know that would. Oops, not the district, not the precinct I meant. There we go. That's good enough. And actually, Idaho is really, really incredibly easy. If we select that and select partisan lean, yeah, I figured it was going to wind up being safe for the Republicans in both districts. Is there a map that makes it less than safe? Hey, there we go. Yeah. The lieutenant governor was even less than that. Attorney general, nope. President 2018, yeah, exactly. That's pretty bad for the Democrats, but then again, it is Idaho, so... What's the next state? Oh, I'm not looking forward to doing Illinois. Let me look at how long. Really, 24 minutes. Okay. I'm gonna actually. Let's do Illinois. I guess we should. They will have 17 districts, and it'll be. Actually, no. I'm not gonna do Illinois live off camera. I just can't. simply because it's going to take way too long to do, and I want to make sure I actually remember exactly where their districts are. That way I can properly draw them and keep the VRA districts that need to be in there. Instead, I guess I'll go to this map since it's the most in-depth one and kind of explain what I've actually done with this map. Because I did draw it extremely quickly. But that's what you can do when you have a knowledge of Georgia geography. So, obviously, it's fairly easy to actually put Savannah and the Sea Islands into a safe Republican district, despite how deeply Democratic Savannah is. And that's just because Savannah is easy to outnumber via, the population around it, including Jesup, Waycross, Brunswick, Hansville, and Glenville, as well as some of the Jacksonville suburbs, including Kingsland, Folkston, and a little bit of the Okefenokee. Yes, the Okefenokee does exist within Georgia. And then, of course, the 8th, while it actually includes Valdosta and a lot of the rest of South Georgia, including places like Adel, Cairo, Thomasville, Moultrie, and Hayhira is somewhere down here. Douglas, Person, McRae, Vidalia, where those onions come from. Mount Vernon is even there. And we've also included Macon within the 8th, which, if I remember correctly, it's actually in the 8th in real life. And the second we've included, I think, all the city limits of Columbus, Albany, a few other places. But we've included a lot of what the real life 8th has. Of course, in the 12th, we've included Statesboro, Swainsboro, Waynesboro, Sandersville. Also, an old state capital is in the 8th, Milledgeville. Augusta, where the Masters Golf Tournament is held, is also in the 12th. But, of course, we've included this little stringy salient to cover Covington and some of the Atlanta suburbs. The 13th district has been slightly moved to contain a little bit more of rural Georgia, including Griffin, McDonough, Shadedale, Forsyth, Gray, Monticello, as well as Sonoya, Peachtree City, where I used to live. I think all of Fayette County is actually in the 13th now, including Fayetteville, where I used to live. In the 3rd, we've kind of adjusted borders to include South Fulton, LaGrange, Thomasville, and a few other places. The 14th is, well, let's be honest, a little bit egregious, but it's not terrible. The 11th contains Kennesaw, Canton, Adairsville, some of not really Sandy Springs, but definitely all of Marietta, about half of Smyrna. But the 11th also really does look like the 11th in real life, which I'm kind of slightly impressed about. The 6th is very similar, includes Roswell, Sandy Springs, Brookhaven, well, parts of Brookhaven, Johns Creek, and most of the north part of Fulton County. The 9th kind of looks a bit, I'll be honest, the best word I can use to describe the 9th is a bit derpy. It includes one of my favorite towns in the whole wide world, Dahlonega. It includes Calhoun, Helen, the Chattahoochee National Forest, Cleveland, Georgia, and it extends all the way into Atlanta, including Duluth, Peachtree Corners, and by the way, everything in Georgia is named Peachtree. There's about 17 Peachtree streets in the city of Atlanta. I'm only slightly being sarcastic about that. The 7th is not my finest work, but it does the job. It includes Gainesville. Not to be confused with Gainesville, Georgia. Or Gainesville, Florida. Because Gainesville, Florida is not a pleasant place. Gainesville, Georgia, on the other hand, I like Gainesville. I very like Gainesville, Georgia. But Gainesville, Florida, no. Because you got them Gators down there. The 10th includes Athens, where there's a certain place that is of bulldog persuasion, where we're still patiently awaiting a national championship in college football. And it goes all the way to the Savannah River. And if I remember correctly, the Savannah River actually covers the entire Georgia-South Carolina border. All the way from Savannah, past Seneca, and up to the North Carolina border. But I'm not entirely 100% positive about that. But it is pretty cool to know that that this border is not just pure happenstance or chance. The only two Democratic districts I can tell are the 4th and the 5th, which includes the evil Georgia Institute of Technology, aka Georgia Tech, Powder Springs, Austell, East Point. Actually, by the way, this is Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, which is a major Delta hub, and it's actually split between 2 congressional districts, almost a third. And that was unintentional, by the way. I've flown in and out of there a few times. You have Panthersville, Lake City, Mara, Lithonia. You have Stone Mountain. I think I took a girl from there to prom. I don't actually remember. Oh, yeah, part of Brookhaven. You got Clarkston, Centerville, Caleb. Norcross is up here. And then, of course, in the 5th, like I said, you have part of Atlanta International, or Hartsfield-Jackson, which is the actual name. Most of downtown Atlanta, including where the old Georgia Dome was, and it is a true shame that the Georgia Dome was destroyed. I think it was a very wonderful stadium. But, oh yeah, here's Douglasville, which is now in Marjorie Taylor Greene's district. Yeah. So that's kind of the logic behind why, kind of the logic behind the Georgia map that I drew, which is, like I said, almost a certain violation of the law. I mean, this map is almost certainly illegal, but I am going to say that I wouldn't be surprised if the Republicans genuinely try something like this. Anyway, I'm going to say thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. See y'all next time. Likes, comments, subscriptions, they always do help. And I'm genuinely, truly sorry about not being able to live stream tonight. My internet just decided it wasn't capable of it. Good night, everyone.